evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video, where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our long-awaited return, nearly 7 years in the making, to Megadeth. Now, for those who may be caught up in a little bit more of the more immediate news surrounding classic metal bands, is that Megadeth are, to my knowledge, announcing their final studio album coming out later this year in Tipping Point. It's one where where Rattlehead is literally dressed in all white. He's holding out one hand and it's completely on fire. And it's about as... it's a very striking pose. But then again, why not have your final studio album just about be everything as it was? I mean, if we go back to the very beginning, when killing is my business and business is good, it literally was just sort of like the disembodied head of Vic Rattlehead. And yeah, why not just to go back to everything that they started off with? To hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. And you'll be like that even if you are burnt alive. After 40 years, ladies and gentlemen, that's... By any ordinary standard, Megadeth have had an extremely great run. And despite several band changes and, quite frankly, life changes in the form of, well, our dude Dave with his battles with neck injuries and whatnot, he is basically the rated R superstar of metal as we know it. And don't worry, guys, I do plan on covering Tipping Point by the time it comes out, because I low key really like Megadeth. But one thing I will say that I feel like kind of maybe goes over my head a little bit is that I think it's also one of the things where I can only take so much at a time. And that might be whether you want to say that's good or bad is one way or the other. But at the same time, there's so much of Megadeth to choose from. Like I said, guys, 40 years, and I think they've had about it's either something between 14 or possibly 16 studio albums. And even as of the recording of this, the two that I've showcased to you guys, Dystopia and Holy Wars, well, rather Rust in Peace, I should say, they're two very, very strong showcases right there. But what we're going to do today, and depending on which order we're going to be doing Megadeth's discography, but just peel your eyes back, because we are starting with probably one of their slightly mixed receptions. Now, I have heard that Super Collider was one of those albums that people just sort of... I could either take it or leave it, but they couldn't really say if they loved it or hate it. Almost like the load and reload of Megadeth's discography collection. Which is interesting, because I heard people say mixed things about Risk, but then again, it's been a few years since I've last listened to Risk, and kind of like what I did with Death Magnetic, once you actually go back to it, there's actually a lot to like about it. But it does require you to sort of summon up the will with curiosity to go back, because that's kind of why we're here today, out of curiosity. But you know what they say, ladies and gentlemen. Quit talking like a bitch and just get this son bitch started. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. We begin with Kingmaker. Let's go. The album slaps, by the way. Just look at this. That sounds like a chopper.
Generation of the dark, watch their lives decay. Persecuting their own kind, there's nothing you can say. Don't ask anyone for help, they won't know what to do. If you try, if you don't die, you'll end up black and blue. Epidemic of addiction, worshipping the pill. Drown them all with alcohol, anything for thrills. Precious life goes up in smoke, going nowhere fast. The world is running rampant, and you know that this can't last. I want everything that makes me feel alright, that feels alive. Don't ask me why. I want everything right before my eyes, I can't deny. I wanna be the king, Kingmaker. Wow, Kingmaker. Searching for an answer, but you see you're all alone. Mom and daddy's lights are on, but nobody's home. They glorify their tortured life, they talk of days like this, sentencing their children when they need to eat a fast. Narcotics have enslaved them, now it's coming after you. Pearls of wisdom hit the floor, there's nothing you can do. Out of control, you sell your soul, so blind you couldn't see. 10 feet tall and made you crawl, it's better you than me. I want everything that makes me feel alright, that feels alive. Don't ask me why. I want everything right before my eyes, I can't deny. I wanna be the king, Kingmaker. Kingmaker. I want everything that makes me feel alright, that feels alive. Don't ask me why. I want everything right before my eyes, I can't deny. I wanna be the king. It makes me feel alive. I want everything. It makes me feel alright. I want everything. The things I can't deny. I want everything. I wanna be the king.
Yeah, again, I know it's certainly, I know it's pretty obvious going into this, because what I do straight up like the fact is that, you know what, I do think it's actually really, I think it's actually a really, I think it's more of a low-key sort of intro in this, certainly to a Megadeth album. I don't know about you guys, but I think what probably what's quite different is that, again, you can even hear it in Dave's voice, is that this was written at a time where he was quite ill, or under the weather, I should say, because it does sound like there's parts of this that should be electric and things that should light up and send shocks down your spine in the same way that Nick Menza still alive during this time? Because either way, the drumming in this rumbles your spine until you think it's going to pop out the back of your head. And I must say, even though it's low key, but it's also quite hard in that respect. It's almost like a little bit reverse of the Great Southern Trendkill, because Great Southern Trendkill, it kicks you from 0 to 100 in a second, whereas Kingmaker, you kind of groove and you kind of soothe into it. You relax before the madness takes place. And I'll certainly give Kingmaker this much. Maybe it was legitimately designed to be low-key for that exact reason. It's so that before you even know what's happening, you're being drawn towards something. Like you know how flies are attracted to light. Well, that's exactly what this is. It's hypnotic. That's what it is. And you never know, ladies and gentlemen, but maybe by the end of this, we'll be turning black and blue. Because, maybe that was just what Dave was feeling at the time. Just feeling like a little beat up, a little bit shit. But you know what? What can I say? That's just life. Sometimes you get beat up along the way. But with all that being said and done, I still like it, don't get me wrong. But I also think I think there's been better, but I don't think that's a fair comparison either. But take it or leave it. That's the way I put it. So with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys enjoyed Kingmaker, and certainly we'll be checking out Tipping Point later this year, so watch this space, eh?